Emma and Jake had been together for years, and one of the first things that bonded them was their shared love for dogs. When they moved in together, they adopted Max, a golden retriever with big brown eyes and a heart full of loyalty. For years, Max was part of their family. He was there for every milestone, every celebration, and every tough moment. Max wasn't just a pet, he was their child. He had his favorite spot on the couch, loved to play fetch in the park, and always greeted them at the door, tail wagging wildly, no matter how long they had been gone. When Emma was sick, Max curled up beside her, refusing to leave her side. When Jake had a stressful day at work, Max nudged his hand until he pet him, offering silent comfort. But as time passed, Jake changed. He became more focused on his career, spending less time at home. The man who once begged Emma to adopt Max, promising to take care of him, suddenly acted as if he had never wanted a dog at all. At first, it was small things. He stopped taking Max on walks, made excuses when Emma asked him to pick up dog food, and sighed whenever Max jumped on the couch. Then it got worse. Jake started complaining about everything: Max's shedding, the vet bills, the responsibility. "Why do we even need him?" he muttered one day when Max knocked over a glass of water. Emma stared at him, horrified. "We need him because he's family," she said firmly. Jake scoffed. "He's just a dog." Emma thought it was just a phase. Maybe Jake was stressed from work. Maybe he would snap out of it. She was wrong. The ultimate betrayal. One evening, Emma came home after a long day at work. She expected to be greeted by Max's excited barking and wagging tail. But the house was silent. Her heart sank. "Max?" she called out, searching every room. Nothing. The backyard? Empty. Panic set in. She grabbed her phone and dialed Jake. The call went straight to voicemail. That's when she saw it. A note on the kitchen counter, written in Jake's careless handwriting. "I took Max to a shelter. He's old, and we don't need the hassle anymore." Emma's breath caught in her throat. Her hands trembled as she reread the words, disbelief turning into heartbreak, then into fury. Without a second thought, she grabbed her car keys and started calling every animal shelter in town. The first 3 shelters had no record of him. The 4th one hesitated before saying, "Yes, we have a golden retriever that was dropped off today." Emma didn't even let them finish. She was already out the door. A heartbreaking reunion. The moment she arrived at the shelter, her eyes darted through the rows of kennels, searching desperately. And then she saw him. Max sat in a cold metal cage, curled up in the corner. His golden fur looked dull, his ears drooped, and his tail barely wagged when he saw her. The sight broke her. She crouched down and pressed her fingers through the bars. "I'm so sorry, buddy," she whispered. His big brown eyes met hers, filled with confusion. He didn't understand. He had been part of a family his whole life. Why had he been left here? Emma clenched her jaw. This wasn't just about rescuing Max. It was about making things right. She filled out the paperwork and took Max home that night. But as she watched him sleep beside her, still exhausted from the day's ordeal, she realized something. If Jake could throw away a loyal companion so easily, what did that say about him? Leaving for good, Emma packed her bags the next morning. When Jake came home, he found her standing by the door with a suitcase. "What's this?" He scoffed. "This is me leaving," Emma said, voice steady. "You threw away someone who loved you unconditionally. I won't wait around to see what you do to me." Jake laughed, rolling his eyes. "Are you serious?" Over a dog? No, she said, looking him in the eyes. Over who you are. She walked out, Max trotting beside her. Jake called her repeatedly for days, calling her dramatic, trying to convince her to come back. She never answered, and Karma wasn't done with him yet. Karma